The Meghan Markle drama just doesn't seem to be getting better at all, and we already know that those out there like Meghan Markle, the Netflix executives, the CEO of Netflix, Greg Peters, they are all now in a phase of panic because they know that this upcoming series with Love Meghan is going to be a total disaster beyond belief. Now, we already know that the trailer is completely ratioed across all forms of social media, no matter where you go, and at the same exact time, we know that Meghan Markle is trying to pick up all the broken pieces about the show and putting it all back together again. Now, we already know that there are multiple failed test screenings. There's another one upcoming that's going to be done by Netflix to really kind of see what's going on with episodes 7 and 8 and how the actual series is going to be perceived by screeners. We'll update you guys on that. But interestingly enough, Trey Parker and Matt Stone of South Park are at it once again toward Meghan Markle and among other Hollywood celebrities. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. You can also follow me at Mike01. I thank you also very much for the great and kind support. So one thing about Meghan Markle that we all know is that she is very much insufferable. In fact, many of the actors and actresses that I like to call activists, because they use their platform to promote activism, they are nothing more than the insufferables. You know, you got those like Robert De Niro, Rachel Zegler, Meghan Markle, Alec Baldwin, the list goes on, George Clooney. But Meghan Markle in particular, there's a lot of things going on right now, and what Trey Parker and Matt Stone recently did with their show, South Park, by South Park Studios and Paramount, this is where things begin to get very interesting. Now, we already know that Meghan Markle was mocked before by South Park in the past, and now it's getting even worse for her sake. So let's get into this. Now, overall, with the Meghan Markle drama with Netflix only creating more problems within the entire film industry in Hollywood for her career for multiple reasons, one significant development going on now involves more to do with Meghan Markle and how South Park recently did the best thing possible to expose Meghan in the form of comedy. It turns out that both Trey Parker and Matt Stone at South Park Studios and Paramount have closed a deal to further develop a new special called the DEI Special, serving as a sequel to the Panderverse that faced a couple of setbacks only due to rewrites for the episode and to actually rewrite some elements for actual current events. That is planned to be just as big as the Panderverse. Already both Parker and Stone are set to not only criticize and create a parody of those like Rachel Zegler, but also have Meghan Markle in the mix in her upcoming Netflix series that will be mocked with her limelight diminishing in the Hollywood bubble. The entire revision was proposed by Parker and Stone to Paramount, where the plan is to create a parody of Meghan Markle fighting for DEI to stay alive. The DEI special is set to include parody versions of many actors and actresses that are doubling down with their agenda for DEI. Now, both Meghan Markle and Rachel Zegler are prepared to share screen time together as their cartoon selves. Parker and Stone also proposed a major story piece for the special where Meghan Markle will grow into a giant and would be labeled as Megzilla. Trey Parker and Matt Stone reportedly got this idea from social media posts, and they used social media to brew some ideas for the DEI special. Already reportedly, Meghan Markle and Harry are fully aware about the development underway, and they're not happy about it with South Park Studios to mock them both, unlike they did before, where they held different designs. So guys, you may recall they were mocked before in the past on South Park, but they had different designs. I believe that they had the Canadian character designs in South Park, you know, in the show where they give them the floppy talking heads, where it's kind of cut in the middle. They're actually going to stick with the original designs of how characters like, for example, Kyle, Kenny, etc., Cartman look like. They're going to stick with that original design. Now, the designs of their characters will be done in the way that most South Parks will be illustrated. To make matters worse for Meghan, however, is that they, such as Trey and Matt, are planning to poke fun at how Meghan is the fakest of all in this new DEI special episode that they plan to drop now, sometime by the end of this summer, around August. And an official announcement is set to drop by this April to tease this new episode for Paramount Plus. Now, I don't know if you guys knew this, but South Park loves to do specials that poke fun at current events and or things that have been in the news cycle for multiple months. And so that's why there's some rewrites there. They want to fit in as much material into this episode as possible when it comes to all of the criticism about DEI, right? Now, other surprise appearances will also be inserted into the special, where Mindy Kaling will be mocked and dressed up as Velma, sharing scenes with Meghan Markle. Parker and Stone's plans are to expose DEI to its fullest and to truly expose everything about the growing number of celebrities vanishing. So again, I mean, Parker and Stone, they are never afraid of exposing anything that the actual public is actually pushing back over, or why there's so much backlash against DEI now. They're having no problem doing that. They did the same exact thing with the Pandaverse. They mocked Kathleen Kennedy. They mocked how she destroyed Star Wars and the entirety of Lucasfilm, and how the concept of the multiverse is just so out of touch with cinema. But I digress. The special will also focus on a story element that will bring back the Panderstone, and how celebrities are going extinct, and how those like Meghan Markle, Rachel Zegler, and among others are desperately trying to save that from happening from characters like Cartman, Kyle, Stan, and Kenny that will use the Panderstone. That is said to be playing a major role in the parody, where it will be used to erase insufferable celebrities from their timeline. This is also planned to mock the concept of the multiverse once more, as well in the special. So again, that's another thing to really think about, is the fact that they're going to be mocking the cinema art piece of the multiverse that, you know, franchises out there like Marvel have been using for multiple years now. Again, I think that this is a brilliant overall development that's been going on. In fact, we've been talking about this here for well over 6 months. And it's been an ongoing development. Parker and Stone want to absolutely make sure that they're going to have as much material as possible to mock a lot of current events. We know that they are waiting for the release of Snow White 2025 to really shoehorn some elements of Rachel Zegler into the parody there, and how the fans actually reacted to that movie, or the critics, I should say. And the whole Meghan Markle stuff, I think, is brilliant. I think the fact that they're aiming at taking jabs at her, trying to remain as a celebrity or trying to become a celebrity, and how she's vanishing from the limelight, and how celebrities in general that are considered insufferable are actually aimed to be erased from Kyle, Cartman, Stan, and Kenny's timeline using the Panderstone. I also think that's a great comedy piece there by Parker and Stone, and what they recently proposed to Paramount through South Park Studios. So they're doing an excellent job. This is a great way to expose those like Meghan Markle, to really, you know, poke fun at her once again like they did before in the past a little bit. And like I say, I mean, I think that at the end of the day, what's great about South Park is that they're not one-sided. You know, they're not really biased per se. They make fun of everybody. I mean, they poke fun at everybody. So it's just a fun time watching things like this. I think at the end of the day, when you look at stuff like South Park, it does actually reach a number of people that have no idea what's going on. You know, the fact that nobody knew who Kathleen Kennedy was until the Pandaverse dropped and exposed the truth about this flawed Hollywood producer that destroyed Star Wars and Lucasfilm, and among others like Indiana Jones. Focusing on Meghan Markle, this is going to be all about the concept, or the entire subject, of DEI. That's why it's going to be labeled as the DEI special. But overall, I would like to hear what everyone has to say about Markle and the ongoing scenario by Trey Parker and Matt Stone, and how Meghan's very much angry about this development over at South Park Studios. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys later.